I had the maintenance guy in the other day and told him that my sink was plugged up. Wasn't running. And he went over and turned on the water. He says, it's draining. I said, it's not at the trap. I said, it's on down the line. It takes a while to show up. He says, you put coffee grounds down the drain? I says, no, I put all I can in the garbage can, but I do have to rinse the basket. Now, there you can see that I wouldn't call that draining. Anyway, so he didn't say anything about when I told him that I didn't put coffee grounds down it. So he walked off. I haven't heard from him. That was Friday. This is Monday. Might be too soon, but he didn't say one thing or another about doing anything about it. Maybe I'll have to go down and put in an official order, but to tell me it isn't draining, to me is, that's not the way to handle it. Okay, we'll see. It's still draining. I didn't give it long enough. I came back from Cascade Gardens, and it must have taken half a gallon of water before it began to back up into the sink. You know, when you're doing dishes, you want the sink to drain. Otherwise, it's hard to get the stuff out of the dishes or cups or whatever. Yeah. Still there. There, it's gone now. Finally gone. Kay was in a good mood today. Well, she was in bed, but she still smiled right away when she saw me. She had been given her pills early in the morning, but she stayed in bed, didn't have any breakfast. She even refused, didn't seem to want a truffle from me at first, but in a little while she ate 3 of them. And after she'd been there a while, I took her downstairs to sit in the reception area, but there was no room there, so we had to go in the TV room, so we sat there a while. And then we came back up, and by then it was time for lunch, so I stayed for lunch with her, and she didn't seem to want to eat, but they had some pie, berry pie, so I started feeding her that, and then she got into that herself, but she didn't eat much of anything else, at least by the time I had left. So I went on, then I told her I was going to have to go and I'd see her tomorrow, but she seemed to take that all right. She just wanted to really stay with me and hold my hand, and she, I think she was still in the glow from that nice time that she had yesterday when all the kids came. Finally I went down at, 12:30 when the bus was supposed to be there, and then I remembered, every day they take people to what they call active day. That's for the people like at Cascade or in accidents with brain damage, and they let them exercise their minds and bodies. But I have to ride on that bus, which means I'm not going to get out of there for a half hour or more after I was expecting to, so I can no longer, I can't waste my time on the shuttle at having to go wait for a half hour or more. So it took me all 55 minutes. Let's see, I went down 12:30 and got there at 1:25. So, and then there were 7 buses lined up. She really couldn't find a place to park. They hadn't given her enough room, so there was one space there. She cut into it and cut over the curb with her right front and come on back so she could park. But that was really not a good idea, because going over a curb can cut those reinforcing steel mesh that's in the tires, and later on that could cause a blowout. That's not, I mean, with a big vehicle like that, that's a really poor policy. I blew a tire once by hitting a curb. I was going too fast. I forget why I hit it, but it blew that tire right then. Of course, I was going about 25, so there's a big difference than maybe 3 or 4 miles an hour to a 3 mile an hour, but still, hitting a curb at an angle, well, like this, you got to pinch, you can pinch that and break that steel mesh in there and have trouble down the road. Anyway, I walked down and it was time for lunch pretty soon.